What? That character with 2 personal weapons was not dead earlier on in the game? I never would have guessed. Yeah, they wouldn't not let us get the warp staff. So, it seems like our whole quest to get the Dark Ruon and use it to revive someone, well, she doesn't need revival. In fact, it's probably a good thing that we're going to Granada first, because imagine Ashrom's despair if he got to the tower, tried to use the Dark Ruon to resurrect his sister, and then it turned out that it didn't work, but that was because she was still alive. Actually, just like how the Alm Staff doesn't work on, yeah, the Alm Staff doesn't work on the Sacrifice in Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, because the Sacrifice is alive. That's 2 people who were found half drowned in this game, you and Rochelle. Oh, whoops. Yeah, Bismarck, unfortunately, he manned the easy-to-rob ship, and, yeah, he ended up getting, martelled in the face. So this entire part of the game I find really interesting, but I'll talk more about that once we get to, the chapter itself. This pike is, not a female gnome cleric. Well, we have Sierra, and everyone else. And unfortunately, she has ended up in the debt of our enemies. I actually like this though, because it does give her a logical reason for starting out with the enemy. Which is way better than, say, oh, I don't know, Wendell in Shadow Dragon, which just made no sense at all. I have no love for war. For some reason I start as an enemy unit because there aren't any green units in Shadow Dragon. So yes, they're expositing their strategy, not knowing that an omniscient observer is watching them. And there is the Imperial Army, headed by Shion. Oh, I actually did have in my notes for the previous chapter, don't warp Sierra to boss, comma, brave weapon. I should read those. I actually have a lot of notes on this chapter though, so I have read them, thankfully. We're going to be moving out. Now, something to note, I'm pressing the D-pad and it's doing nothing. Holmes has no choice but to head to chapter 29 now. So, let's go. And chapter 29 is where I had to set up the major glitch that I want to show off later. Battle for Granada. So the interesting thing is that the previous chapter, I think in Japanese, was called Battle for Granada, and this one was called Sea Lion's Flag. Oh, I forgot to check out the enemies, the enemy forces, but I guess we can show them here. Yeah, this map is quite a bit more involved than the other ones. We also have a town here. Not a whole lot of stuff for us to do in town, though. Most of the houses are closed to us. There's a couple of shops and also an arena. But we do have a couple of people here. Hammer, so watch out for people like Bilford, I guess. Just a wooden bow. Now, I guess that means we have decent attack speed. We have you with a bow gun. A Commando Knight. I already know you have Physic. Chukudu Artilleryman, as usual. Okay, there's a Brave Crossbow. Steel bow, steel axe. Nothing too hugely dangerous over there so far. Can't even see the boss yet, though. And we also have down here, we have Pike, who's kind of like the mini-boss of this map. Yeah, he's got a lot of weapons. In fact, this guy would be quite fun to use a Thief's Dagger on. I wonder if I should just save him. Okay, I probably have to kill him quickly, though, because... So, see all of the enemies here behind this gate? You need to kill them all as fast as humanly possible. And there's a reason for that. Which, yeah, we'll be seeing in a moment. Now, what I have actually done is, I've given Sierra a steel shield, and I want to see if I can... Do I have any other shields, is the question. Not in the convoy, and it's too late to buy more. That's annoying. Okay, so, manage. We can bring 12 people. We need Atrom in this map, so I'm going to go ahead and bring her. I want Mel. Probably don't really need Leonie. I don't think I need Bilford either. Because I'm going to bring Krishna here, although... Actually, it doesn't really matter what ends up happening to her. Like, there's something that I want to try with her later, but, I mean... Okay, I'll just say it right now. I have to kill Krishna in this map in order to activate the Krishna glitch. We can revive her with the Dark One later, and in fact, that's exactly why the glitch occurs, because there's a weird thing involving... After this chapter ends, there will normally be an event with Krishna. But if we kill her before it ends, then we'll skip that, and also we'll trigger a glitch if we revive her later, and that's what I want to try and do. So, I am going to give her no items, just so I don't really lose anything if she dies. But I'm hoping to have her die to the boss, for reasons that will become apparent eventually. Now, you do have to be very careful of, like, weak characters on this map, because nobody is safe here. Especially Lyria. Lyria is someone who it's very dangerous to bring to this chapter. Also, Hose promotes at the end of this map, so make any last-minute preparations you want to do with his stats, like, while you can. Honestly, there's not really much preparations to make. Regardless of what level he is, he'll get a decent boost out of promotion. Oh, that's not good that Atrom ended up all the way down there. In fact, that might actually be a reset, I just realized. Anyway, we have this guy with a unique portrait. I like how they give a lot of the generic soldiers their own unique portraits. Yes, stay in formation and not pursue too far. I think a lot of the enemies are a bit adverse to moving on this map. So, this map has a yet another unique portrait on a generic soldier. They really went all out on the portraits here. Although I almost wonder if some of these were rejected playable characters. It wouldn't surprise me. The citizens of Granada have sabotaged the enemy already. The reason why I find this map interesting is it has one of the best anti-turtling things that I've seen. Oh yes, and we can't just break down the gate. I mean, we do that all the time. It's kind of weird that they just don't even think of breaking it down. So, this is the anti-turtling mechanic, and it's actually really frustrating that we have to deal with this too. It is sort of interesting just how sympathetic I find the enemy side in this map, though, and I'll talk about that a bit once we get into the map. Yeah, she's going to use her warp staff on the enemies. Home country that happens to look exactly like Port Sora. Oh, he already has the Duchy of Roselia back. Yeah, Holmes has never really directly engaged the Empire before. Oh, and they should be anxious. So, the gimmick of this map is that Renee over here is going to be using her warp staff to warp the enemies, one by one, over to our position. That's why I say that no one is safe here. So you'll need to be a bit careful, because people like Plum can easily get killed if you're, well, not careful. And this is the anti-turtling mechanic as well, because the faster you get to Renee and recruit her with Atrom, the more uses that you will have on the Warp Staff to use. And I think that's just a really great way to, again, handle an anti-turtling mechanic. It's pretty cool, although, like, it is sort of frustrating that we've got somebody using the Warp Staff for the enemy, but she does feel indebted to them. I guess it does sort of make sense. I have a secret weapon to try and counter the, this enemy strategy, though. And my secret weapon is, well, Sierra. So, my goal here is to have Sierra warp over there, tank with Nosferatu, and hopefully she kills enough of the enemies that we can serve use as the Warp Staff simply by there being less enemies in the area. So, what I like to do is I like to take out I could warp Sierra right to the frontier terrain, but I like to get rid of the Brave Crossbows first, because they are easily the biggest threat if they get warped over to your position. So, let's go. Now, with the shield, they should be baited into attacking her even if she has Nosferatu. And if I gotta make sure that I am always using Nosferatu. And in fact, on that note, I'm gonna turn her animations off, just because otherwise this is just gonna take way too long, because Nosferatu's animations Nosferatu's animations are forever. Yes. The new Bond movie. Nosferatu are forever. But okay, that's one Brave Crossbow down. So yeah, I'm banking on Sierra being able to, like, as long as the other Brave Crossbow doesn't kill her, she should be relatively fine here. With 20 magic and Nosferatu, most of these things should die. And that's going to mean that Renee uses less warps. But the problem with Atrom starting all the way over there is that I need to get Atrom to recruit Renee as fast as possible. So yeah. Also, Xion has arrived. Xion is incredibly strong. 7 attack speed. I mentioned, actually, I alluded to this earlier, that, like, there's a boss later that has 7 attack speed, and it's considered very high by this game's standards. This is this boss. Also, Goddess Shield prevents critical hits and effectiveness bonuses, so you can't just beat him with arrows, and it's a star item, so you can't steal it. You can steal that, though. Oh, I really want to Thief Stagger him with Shigen now. That is interesting. But yeah, this is a very, very strong weapon. 20 might. Yeah, he has 7 attack speed even with a 13 weight weapon. Because, like, look at those stats. Just holy crap, those stats. And he has Pavis, Nile, Wrath, and Charisma. However, there's actually a trick here. This guy will move off his throne to attack you when you get in his range. And that means that you can actually spare him. And honestly, I kind of like to do that, because he's honestly not that bad of a guy. So I personally think sparing him is just kind of heartwarming, so I'm going to try that. It also means you don't get to fight him. The funny thing is, the TAS of this game does also spare him, but it does it in a very, let's just say it does it in an interesting way. Yeah. You'll see. It's a little... I'll talk about that later, I guess. I could Arbalest that Armor Knight, but I'm not really sure if that will even do much. It'll probably get Holmes attacked by other stuff. Although that might actually mean that I can run up with... No, I don't want to... Actually, I was just thinking, I would use, Oh, it doesn't double. That I would use, like, have you go here, dismount so that you don't get effectiveness bonus from the wooden bow, and Levin Sword him, and then I realized that I can well, I would be able to flurry you to death with San, were it not for the fact that, unfortunately, she started out too far towards the bottom. Haven't even used the Brave Sword on Xeno yet. but I do sort of want to make sure that Plum gets into a very safe spot. Because I really don't want Plum getting Brave Crossbowed. That is definitely the biggest threat of potential warping. But is Sierra blocking the way? No, yeah, no, Renee can run all around because she has 5 move, which is pretty high for a magic class in this game. I mean, it's not utterly vital that I do this, but I might as well just get rid of an extra enemy. This map is more intense than most Homes chapters. It's generally not that bad if you're decently leveled, but at the same time, the Renee gimmick can be tricky to deal with. And I am actually hoping that, well, we'll see how long Krishna survives for. And I'm really hoping that a Brave Crossbow doesn't end up attacking Mel instead. Yeah, like, this gate is breakable. So, like, you can, they theoretically should be able to break it down. I'm not sure why they decide not to. Just gotta make sure that I'm out of range of any bows with Martel. Because she might actually be able to fly in and start taking these guys down from behind. It's probably too dangerous for her, like, if she's going for all... Oh yeah, I did kind of want to steal this guy's stuff. No, it's not, like, the worst stuff in the world. Oh, there's an archer over there. Gotta be careful of that. But if she goes there, she should be safe. Meanwhile, Shigen... It is actually good to rush towards this door as fast as possible. But you also gotta watch out for, Shion. And Krishna. So again, I'm not sure what's going to happen this turn. I may have to reset anyway, because it's possible that Plum might just die. Or Mel. If it's Krishna, I'm not really that bothered, but I am hoping that she... Yeah, she does prioritize warping the Brave Crossbows. So where are you going, Brave Crossbow? Huh. I don't know who he's planning on attacking there. If it's Alicia, that would be bad, though. I don't know why I equipped the hand axe, honestly. I mean, I still won round you. I'm a little bit nervous for Alicia, honestly. I mean, she has alright HP for a mage. So much for holding your ground. They all seem to be rushing in. Yeah, hand axe is not that strong. Okay, I'm just holding my breath here because I may have to restart this. Let's just see what the Brave Crossbow guy does. Or, you know, these guys are all just going to pile in on Sierra right now. Oh, that's a very scary critical rate. Fortunate, or you can teleport. Oh, I hope my luck hasn't run out. Pike the Storm, you have a title? For just a minute, well, you're technically an official boss, because you have the boss theme. Don't crit me, please. Please don't crit me. Thank you. You only did 11 damage, too. But, yeah, my shield is only going to last me so long. I'm still, like, my hands are actually kind of sweating right now, because I'm not sure what that Brave Crossbow guy is going to do. And if he does something bad, it, well, will be bad. Let's see what's up. He's moving. Okay, he's going for Alicia. So, do you kill Alicia? 14-7. Wow, yeah, you so do not kill Alicia to suddenly sound like a Valley Girl. But yeah, okay, this is probably fine. Once the Brave Crossbow guys are down, usually the danger is past when it comes to the warping enemies, but... That's why I targeted the first one with Sierra, because I wanted to make sure that, Oh yeah, of course, because animations were forced on, for the boss. And yeah, she does actually one-shot a lot of them with the Ensorcel Staff, though I did get lucky with her magic growth earlier. Yeah, don't expect Sierra to gain a lot of stats. She doesn't really have much in the way of, her shield should be broken now, I think. She doesn't have much in the way of, like, stats. She's more of a... Yeah, there it is. Thankfully, it still notified me. Yes, some of the enemies don't attack her, but others do for some reason. And I still one-shot you. But yeah, like she's more skills and weapons over stats. Very much like a Bearwick Saga character. Okay, now I have a plan for my next move with Sierra. So we'll see how that works out. Yeah, with Nosferatu, she's pretty much invincible against these guys. If you don't have Sierra, though, like if you didn't kill Shigen earlier, then actually dealing with the warping enemies is going to be kind of tough. Now, we've got to watch out for that Shukonu, and also watch out for Shion, because he can fly over this wall. So my plan here is, once Renee runs out of enemies to warp, she will actually start running up this end. And that makes it really hard for Atron to recruit her without going into Shion's range. So, on my test playthrough that happened, and I was like, oh, if only I had simply warped Sierra in there to block her escape route. Well, I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to warp Sierra over here and block the escape route. I actually, though, wonder if it's better for me to not attack. Let's see. Oh, I one-shot you, though, so I'm going to attack. That's one less enemy. Yeah, this entire group is already almost gone. That's the power of Sierra. Defense is not bad. HP is not bad either. See, I am just barely on the brink of not luring him. And Pike is... I mean, Pike could still crit me. Oh, no, there's no way. There's... Actually, maybe. Can Plum... No, I don't think Plum can get... Let me just check something. I don't have Leonie here either, do I? I don't think I have Leonie here. Which is also unfortunate. Oh, wait, you can... no, you can't quite get there either. But it would be amazing if you could get there. None, Plum can't dance. Okay, I'm just trying to think. If I can get Holmes there, then Holmes can Arbalest Pike and I won't have to worry about the critical. As long as, you know, you have defense 18. Does that actually do it? I only have 20 to attack. I do like 4 that's not enough. And you have AS2 and I have AS. The Arbalest won't do it anyway. I have to brave maybe I should have killed Pike. I really should have killed Pike instead. That was not a good call. Like, I could kind of bank on a Holmes crit or something, maybe? Yeah, because I have to use the Arbalest. If I go there, Holmes has 5 moves, so I'd have to go there with Holmes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, he can't reach anyway. Yeah, that's annoying. Yeah, this is still, like, I could still potentially fail this if he crits Sierra. But, anyway, I wonder what happens if I send Martel in there. Is she gonna... I don't know if she'll die to both those enemies or not. I mean, I could equip the Shield Blade if I really wanted to. I mean, I guess there's no reason not to, because he's going to attack outside of... Like, yeah, that'll probably maybe even bait him into attacking her, because he could attack her... Because she can't counter now. Yeah, but again, got to be very, very mindful of Shion. Don't want to lure him too soon. Do like having Holmes go around here, because then Holmes can just unlock the door. Okay, there are a bunch of enemies around there, but again, I need to not lure Shion. I could, however, Flurry Pilum this Armor Knight and get him out of the way, hopefully. I do like this map overall. Like, as far as, like, Holmes' chapters go, it is interestingly designed, and again, like, that anti-turtling measure with the Warp Staff is just really interesting. It's just a unique way to do that. It's like, the sooner you get to her, not only, like, the less enemies you'll have to worry about, but, oh, okay. As if she needed any more help killing things, but, like, not only that, but you also just simply have the fact that, oh, no, she wouldn't have been in range anyway, but I was being overly cautious. You can completely ignore most of these enemies, by the way. They're not really a threat, and they're not going to actively pursue you all that much. But I suppose I should probably fight them anyway. Flurry, because why not? Oh, I should probably heal her as well. Yeah, like, not only do you have to deal with less enemies, but the more uses for the Warp Staff there are for you. And given how broken the Warp Staff is, and this is actually one of those games where I kind of, I'm sort of okay with the Warp Staff because you get it quite late. So, like, yeah, sure, it is just as broken as your average Warp Staff, but at the same time, it also... We're so late into the game that, like, we're already kind of overpowered as it is. It's not, like, ridiculously necessary. Okay, there is a Brave Crossbow there. I may as well get rid of the Brave Crossbow first. Before I use Dullahan to avoid Shigen dying, and now I'm using the Shield Blade. And yeah, Renee should be able to use the Warp Staff once we recruit... Not Warp... Of course she'll be able to use the Warp Staff. Renee should be able to use the Hammern Staff. Oh yeah, Mastery 17, she can definitely use it. So I should be able to repair Dullahan and a lot of other weapons after I recruit her. Do I take out the, Okay, that guy's definitely aggroing now. Do I take out the boat? I mean, they're both going down anyway, so I suppose I should just move whoever has the more HP further into enemy territory. Hit you with my Brave weapon. I mean, Renee... I forget if Renee ends up warping Pike. From as far as I can tell, she usually doesn't do that. I've never seen her do it before. But, I mean, there's a first for everything, so I could end up seeing that for the first time, and that would be... Admittedly, that would be very, very bad if she did warp Pike to, like, you know, Plum or someone like that. The AI is, like, a little bit less merciful than Guide and Witch AI, but it is still reasonably merciful when it comes to the enemies warping in this chapter, because if they were fully smart, it would be totally unfair. That they could just warp, like, anybody who could kill to just, like, your healers and just immediately kill them. And then you just wouldn't be able to deploy healers for this map, and that would be kind of artificially, sort of artificial difficulty in a way. Okay, I can dance for Atrom to get him a little closer to Renee. I'm trying to see if I can maybe get Holmes to unlock the door as well, because otherwise you have to break the door down. And it's sort of funny, again, there's a funny... Okay, I also don't want to lose Krishna before it's time, but I'm moving her up here because I think you can probably tell what I'm planning on doing with her. So we'll see if she survives that long. I mean, if she ends up sacrificing herself to bait one of the warps, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Sometimes it might be helpful to, like, have people run down there so that they can, like, be a little bit blocked from potential warping enemies. Just the very idea of an enemy with a warp staff is interesting in and of itself. And again, they have reasons for her to be supporting the enemy side. In fact, like, this is just one of those where it's just like, of course we sympathize with Holmes, but, like, the enemy faction here is very sympathetic as well. And we kind of just accidentally killed, a lot of, their guys just by raiding a couple of ships that we probably didn't even need to. She's warping the mage. Okay. Okay. That... We'll see what that does. That's probably not going to kill anyone. It's always fun when you level up off of dodging something. Okay, it's good you got strength. See, even 15 strength is actually not that bad for this point in the game. Yeah, Bilford's is lower. That just kind of shows you something. Like, just... Bilford's weird. He's an armor knight with a move growth, but he is also sword locked, and even if you get lucky with his move growth, he's only got 5 move. Okay, you're attacking her. I don't know why Alicia is being such a magnet for enemies warping. I know her HP is low, but, like, she just devastates them on the counterattack. You know, I wonder if maybe later in this map, I'm just thinking out loud, I should make a save state just in case, I can save, Krishna, and then I can show how the events with Krishna are supposed to go. Okay. Well, there's Luna. Is that the first time I've ever seen Luna in this playthrough? Oh, no. Don't crit me, please. Please don't crit me. Please don't crit me. I also... Okay, good. And she barely survives, with that much, health. Even without a shield. Oh, and he's dead, too. Okay. Yeah, that could have ended badly. I could have avoided that risk if I had picked off him instead of the other enemy with, because it wasn't totally vital that I block, Renee's escape route this early. Oh, I feel really bad for Pike. I mean, technically you can spare Pike, but, oh. Well, I think Krishna's probably dead. No, she's not dead, unless she gets double, and she probably doesn't, because her speed is okay, at least. I mean, she looks kind of cool. Did she just level up? Yeah, that's typical. Krishna is like, I mean, I know the steel skill is theoretically very, very powerful, but, I mean, when they were designing Krishna, it's like, oh yeah, let's make somebody who has awful base stats and growths, and... yeah, it's just weird overall. Okay, I think I can... yeah, I should be able to get Krishna into position-ish. It's not Louis him yet, though. And that'll free up space for you to dance for Holmes, and then Holmes can unlock the door. And then I'll be getting very close to... so yeah, you only ended up using a Warp Staff twice. That's pretty good. That's, I think, almost... I don't know what... if it's possible to do any better than that. It's like almost the best you can do when it comes to the Warp Staff. Yeah, can't move Atrom all the way in there, otherwise, why not just use a Brave Crossbow, I guess. This should... 6, I'm doing like... 15, yeah, that'll do enough. Barely, but it'll do enough. I was just thinking about something that I could say about this chapter and what I feel about this part of the story, but I want to save that until the end of the map, because things do get a little bit more interesting then. Like, we get some actually interesting story after this map is over. Okay, so... door open. And Atrom goes through the door. And I've got to keep Sierra there, because otherwise she's going to just try and run. In fact, I can move Sierra 1 down, just so that she doesn't move 1 space up and make it harder for Atrom to get to her. And now I move Martel all the way over here for nothing, but, yeah. Right. Somebody can go there and take down that Armor Knight. Does that provoke the... no, it doesn't. Okay. Because now I've got to be extra careful, because if the boss gets provoked before, like, at a certain point in the map, that could be bad, because my aim for sparing this guy is to provoke him into moving and then have Holmes seize the same turn. Because that way I don't end up having to, like, fight him, because you don't want to fight him if you're going for sparing him. Like, you either want to... If you... I mean, killing him quickly is quite hard too, but, like, you either want to kill him quickly, or you want to just do it in 1 turn, just not have to fight him, because, again, he is extremely dangerous. Now, there's a bunch of... I only have 3 people here, and there are 4 enemies that I need to take out. Well, I suppose I can Brave Sword one of them. So yeah, this map looks like it's going smoothly now, but like the early parts were a little bit touch and go. Just made me wonder what the origin of that expression is. guess I'll just use the Brave Sword. Oh yeah, before I do want to have Shigen in a good position because I want to see if I can Thief's Dagger Shion. It might have low accuracy against him. Like, as you saw before, it still activates even if it does 0 damage, but it does, I think it still has to hit in order for, oh, I mean, of course, yeah, it probably does have to hit to get its benefit. Wooden Bow, Iron Lance. I guess I'll go for you. I'm not really worried at all about Samson's Brave Axe. It should last him the entire game. Yeah, apparently Bart is still fairly decent. I just really like Samson overall. Okay, yeah, you're going to be lured into Samson. You're going to... Unfortunately, you can still attack somebody. And I do have to be a little careful of, Alicia. Let me see what's in the vendor. Also, the music that's playing now, I think is called Marlene, which implies that's the name of the one who runs the vendor. And yes, Soldiers of Granada is back, but I'm okay with it being the theme for this. Oh, we can buy Shamshears here. It's just weird stats though, 7 critical. You can get Silver Lances as well, and the all-important Pylum. And Tomahawks. Bad accuracy, but decently light for an axe. And we can get Killer Axes too. That's really cheap for a Killer Axe as well. I almost feel like a lot of weapons in this game are decently underpriced for how good they are, but especially Pylums. Pylums are just like... I don't really know what they were thinking by making Pylums that cheap and making them that light. Because usually the throwing spears get heavier as they go up in terms of power, but this one is, ironically, I think it's actually like lighter than the Javelin is. And it has better stats in every regard as well. Oh yeah, Martel's here. She can... Now there are no archers in the vicinity. There's not much in the way of enemies that are left, unless we are dumb and decide to do the arena. I mean, it's an option, but I just, I personally don't really like using arenas all that much. Unless it's the Fire Emblem 4 arena. Okay, wow, that guy didn't even move. And by that guy, I mean, this guy over there. But let's do this. Don't attack. That would be really bad. And without much fanfare, she's suddenly on our side. So here is Renee, the beacon of hope. Warp. Just warp. 10 out of 10. That basically sums up Renee. Exclusive access to the warp staff is just that good, even though she joins this late. She does have some of the best base stats and growth rates of any staff user though, along with 5 move and frontiersmen in a game where mages usually have 4. Oh, she also has 2 personal staves. Exercise flat out removes monsters from the map based on her magic stat, which already starts very high. Some people might think they're missing out on experience if they do this, but you'll probably change your mind once you see the later chapters, just saying. Oh, she also can use summon staves and has enough base mastery to use all of them. And that's about all there is to it. Renee is fantastic and expect to see a lot of her as we go into the later chapters. And now that we have Renee recruited, I mean, I kind of wonder if I can make this map... Yeah, no, I can do that next turn. I can warp homes and seas next turn if I lure Shion in this turn. And to lure Shion, I'll talk about that other thing I was going to talk about a little bit later. I feel very bad about this, and I'm going to go ahead and make a save state before I do. Got to make sure that I save and not load like last time. Because the Krishna events are very interesting, and I do want to show them, but This is so mean. I'm gonna lure Shion like this. And get you ready to Thief Dagger him. And then we'll just clean up the remaining enemies. And then I'll warp Homes, and I know it's like kind of a waste of a warp staff, but yeah, I'll warp Homes and Seas next turn after luring Shion. So first thing that I could mention here that I was going to say later is that and well, you know, now is later. This is when I can talk about it. Is that the tool-assisted speedrun does something really that I find very sad in this map. It brings Sun, and this is the reason why it recruits her. Well, that ends to avoid wasting enemy phase time in Chapter 15. It brings Sun to this map specifically because she starts with Kanto, so she can attack the door, Kanto into Shion's range, and die. Yep. That's what the tool-assisted speedrun uses Sun for. And as someone who really likes her, that makes me really sad. But, you know, you do what you have to do to save time in speedruns. And that's basically what I'm doing with Krishna here. So hopefully he takes the bait. Yep, here he comes. I'm so sorry, Krishna. But striking Krishna down will only make her stronger. Stronger than Shion could ever imagine. Thing is, Krishna's reunion with Altair is going to be a little short-lived, I'll just say. And yeah, so he's now moved off of his seize point, so we're free to just, well, seize it. But first, I want to see if I can do this and get that Blessed Lance, because that would be kind of... Yeah, yikes, he hits hard, and he has a solid crit rate too. Oh no, I can't get Holmes closer. Actually, though, I could warp Sierra over, and that's going to give Shigen a support. Sierra normally doesn't benefit from supports that much, but, oh no, there's no point in weakening him. All I need is just to hit him once with the Thief's Dagger. Because this should mean... Yeah, he has no crit rate against me anymore. So, can I have your lance? Oh, I got your shield instead. Oh, can Plum? No, Plum can't get to in time. That's a shame, because I should have put Plum in range, but it's alright. It's a really good lance though. I really want that, but I mean, I suppose I guess I'll accept that. I don't want to, like, you know, I don't like loading saves in the middle of a map, and I really would like to, you know, I accept anything, well, unless I lose, like, a vital village or something like that, but yeah, I don't want to restart the whole map just because I didn't get that. Like, again, if I had Plum nearby, and I really wanted Luna, by the way, there, if I had Plum nearby, I probably could have got the Blessed Lance as well. I should have thought that through, before I did that, but, yeah, I have to finish this now, otherwise Shion is definitely going to kill someone, so, I mean, he already did, but, you get the idea. So, warp Holmes up to the seize points. Oh, I forgot the warp had animations. And she looks just like a female sage with a staff. Which just makes me wonder why they didn't give female sages staffs in this game. Does look kind of cool, though. So, yep, Holmes is warped, and now... capture. So, there is actually a minor change in story at the end of the chapter if, you spare Shion. So I believe that, yeah, Theodora, so I think that's Shion's sister, and... And she's also Julius's lover. Well, if this had happened earlier, maybe the Condor Squad wouldn't have had to die. Yeah, Julius is a pretty nice guy overall. I feel like, yeah, Sophia's like a place, like, there's a lot of characters connected to it, but you never directly see it, and it doesn't really play a big role in the story. It isn't even really that related to the off-screen Fire Emblem game, because I'm pretty sure that Senate isn't even fighting his way through it. And yeah, all the remaining enemies go away. And I believe that's the last you see of Shion. Like, there's no concrete gameplay benefit to sparing him or anything. At least he doesn't get to die.